Welcome back to the second instalment of the 5k improvement series. So the first 10-week 5k improvement block went so well and the confidence is so high, I want to roll straight into another 10-week improvement block, which is going to follow the same plan, exactly the same. It's just moving the pace chart to the right slightly, and I'll put up what the pace was, what the paces were, and what the new paces are going to be now. So the best way I can, and I'll do a bit of a video breaking down the last 5k improvement block and like to summarize my lessons learned, what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy. But for now, I'll just leave it as I grew so much in that 10 week process that I felt like I really progressed as a runner. And I know we're not talking about running extremely quick times here, but for so long I really did plateau at my aerobic sort of pace, my easy running, and I wanted to do that, and I did that for a couple of years or 18 months or so, and I was quite happy doing that, and that's where I found the love for running, so I'm happy. But now it's time to start improving my paces all throughout the pace range. I feel like mine is a bit elongated, or it was a bit elongated before that first series. So now I just want to look at pushing it all to the right a little bit. So my easy runs will become quicker. My tempo runs and my or threshold or whatever you want to call that will become quicker. And then also my, like, obviously the bottom line is the 5k and 3k sort of goal paces, they become quicker as a result of that. So yeah, feeling great. So this is the first week of that 10-week block, and if you remember from the last series, if those of you are still watching, you'll know that the first week is quite eases you into it. So I've enjoyed that, but then loads of easy running, loads of very easy running, which is a level I've sort of defined below, keeping the heart rate like below 140 in the sort of mid 130s and as low as possible basically. So that's about 6 minutes per K or high 5 minute per Ks. And I'm just using that as a real good like active recovery thing. I'm doing a lot of that at the minute just because I'm conscious I don't want to roll from like a really intense block straight into another intense block. So the last couple of weeks have certainly been a lot of very easy running. The one session this week is, I will refer to it as the 3-3-2. And if you're watching from last time, you'll know all about this. It's the 3k easy, 3k tempo, 2k easy. Sometimes that is a 4-3-2, so 4k easy, 3k tempo, 2k easy. And that's just, that's the tempo sort of type of session in this particular plan. So it's Saturday today. Just come back and finished parkrun. Ariane went down for a nap. So I did 2k warm up to start the parkrun, around 5 minutes to 5 minutes 30 per K. And then I did the 3k tempo. The tempo was just out of range probably, but I was pushing the buggy. I had Ariane with me. And that was like around 4:03, 4:05. Absolutely buzzing to be achieving that pace with the buggy. So hopefully I can get a cheeky sub 20 with the buggy later this year. That would be an absolute dream. So yeah, good session today. So what's really interesting this time round, and it's quite obvious, but I'll just point out the obvious, that because the paces have all moved to the right, my tempo this time round was my 5k goal pace last time round. So it's given me that added assurance and added bit of confidence that, not that you'll ever doubt it, but I really know where I'm at this plan. During the last plan, because it was so unknown, I didn't really know what I could do or where I was at. Because the sub 20 is such a crucial barrier to break as well, I found that 4 minute per K psychological barrier was massive. But now I'm starting to look at around 4k as my tempo, and my goal pace is much like around or under 350, I think. But like I say, you're just in the paces when I put them up a minute ago. So week on week when I'm doing the tempo sessions or or whatever, I'm getting a good chance to run a block at that sub 20 pace, which can only do me good moving forward. Also, this time round, I can be much clearer about what my A goal, B goal, and C goals are, because seagulls, like the white bird, seaside bird, because I've sort of learned from my experience of what I've done over the last couple of months or few months. So I can pretty confidently say what a realistic target is going to be. That's not me being like cocky or arrogant with what I think I can achieve. It's just I've got a lot more rationale into behind psychologically how I work things out. I've got a lot more evidence and rationale to justify my decisions and my thought process now, which is good. So these goals are going to be, A goal is going to be sub 19. Same score as before. If that doesn't happen in 10 weeks, it is not a failure. I will just keep going till that does happen, because that was a goal I set at the beginning of the year. And at that time I was really, really far away, and I didn't think could be possible. It was a bit of an ambitious goal, and I felt a bit ambitious by saying it. But now I've sort of bridged that gap, and I'm below 20. I've half the deficit. I'm much closer to it. So sub 19. I think that's on the cards, as long as I stay fit and I complete and fulfill more of the plan than I did last time, because I think now the time's getting quicker. I definitely need to give more credit to the plan and put some more effort in, because the last plan, the mileage wasn't there, the volume wasn't there. So I just need to do a bit more, I think. The B goal is going to be a significant PB. So my parkrun PB now is 1947 that I achieved in the last series. I'd like to say below 1920. Yeah, below 1920. I say that's a B goal. And then C goal is going to be just a PB. Just be happy getting closer to 19, however close that is. So I think that's pretty realistic. Also, and I'm not talking babe monitor. Multitasking. Top dad in this is. Also, we're back. Also, things I've been that's where I was at. So I understand we're not talking really quick times here, and sub 20 to some would be like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. I've always been able to do it. But I know that for most people out there, like the average runner, trying to go from like a recreational, you enjoy doing it, to getting better, that sub 20 is a big barrier. It's a big mental block, because if you're not used to running, or if you're not naturally running those sort of sub 4 minute per k paces, it takes a lot of work and psychological battles to get your body used to running below 4 minute per k. So since I've made that improvement, and since I've halfway through the last plan, I'd say I started to really get that confidence of coming well in below my goal pace for my interval, my pace targets for my interval sessions. I've now started to invest my time, effort, and energy into things like, and this is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, because most people out there are going to be like, what do you mean you didn't do that before? I never even had breakfast every day before. When I was looking back to the London vlog, I didn't really have 3 substantial meals a day, and my snacks weren't great. So I found I was literally running on empty for so long. So since seeing a little bit of progress in the 5K improvement plan last time, I started to take things more seriously. So I started to make sure I had the good breakfast at the start of the day, to make sure I woke up and I smashed my electrolyte tablets, to make sure I was hydrated, to drink loads of water throughout the day, to make sure now that lunch is a real good pasta dish to give me that energy. And that dinner's always been good, I'm not going to lie. Dinner's always been pretty healthy because that's that. But dinner just used to be massive, never used to have anything else. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm starting to take the fueling and nutrition much more seriously now, because now I'm starting to see the improvements. I now just want to keep getting better. So I want to make sure that I invest in this, in the fueling and the hydration. So I've got so many non-negotiable things now, which are starting to grow and become my daily routine. And I'll probably go into them on another episode. So yeah, I'll stick up all the other details of the easy runs I've done, or the very easy running I've done this week, and that I covered parkrun earlier. And last but not least, I'll put up the Strava 3-month graph, the volume graph, just so you can see what's happened the last couple of weeks and what kind of mileage I ended up doing this week. And then there we go, rolling into week 2, the first real session and probably the first real test of running at that newfound goal pace. Not too concerned, because I was running at that pace anyway for my interval work last time round. So it's just the expectation is going to be raised a bit more, I think, versus before I was just happy. I was chuffed. It was a bit of a Brucey bonus that I was running that pace. This time I'm going to expect to do it. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and you're going to look forward to, and you're looking forward to the next 10 weeks. I'm absolutely buzzing. If I could go sub 19 and within 6 months or so, take you from 2022 or 2023 minute 5K park run right the way through to a 18 something, that would be absolutely mind-blowing. I'd be so chuffed, and it just makes it all the better bringing you lot along, because doing it on my own, I feel like I wouldn't really have chance to talk through the kind of things I'm talking through, because you'd bore whoever you're talking to death if they're not into running. So I'm appreciative of that. If you're enjoying it, hit like, click subscribe, and share it with like-minded people like us. So we're off to the beach now. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in a bit.